Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of 123 Wrestling right here on SRB TV. I'm Chris, and as always, joined by Nick Slade.
Merry Christmas! It's
I mean,
Christmas
by the time this comes out, it will not be Christmas anymore.
every
I think
day.
if anything, at earliest, it'll be the day after Christmas. But yeah, we are here discussing uh the second annual World's End pay-per-view. Yes, this is the big ending climax to AEW's year, and what a year they have had. What a year they had. They've had a lot of ups. They've had a lot of downs, and Ring of Honor still is not good.
Ring of Honor is irrelevant.
So we will
I,
get into
I'm
the
still mad about Athena retaining.
we give me a sec, one
Mhm.
thing at a time. We'll get into the road so far because I don't think there's much to talk about. There's the usual Tony Khan talking out of his ass. There's the new Ryan Nemeth allegations towards CM Punk. There's another set of allegations that I haven't looked into with one wrestler. Um,
I guess Danhausen's cool with AEW again because he showed up on Final Battle.
Yeah, apparently Danhausen's working for Ring of Honor. Like there was that we talked about before. There was the Danhausen controversy. Um, was it Fox is not picking up the AEW show because of current declining ratings AEW's having. Um, oh yeah, they officially confirmed that the A complete I believe, don't quote me on this, entire equipment is the complete AEW backlog will be coming to Max when it debuts in January.
Mhm.
Later, more stuff will be added as the months go by. I believe Dynamite uh and Collision airings will be next day. That's usually Max's policy. The premieres on TV the next day on Max. So
Mhm.
like Dynamite will be aired on Wednesday and premiere on Max on the next Thursday and so forth.
I hope it's
Um, I
organized better than WWE's content is on
I
Peacock.
I don't exactly remember how pay-per-views work or current pay-per-views work. Um, I don't recall honestly. But yeah, it's coming. Finally coming to Max with everything. The debut is going to be on because they're bringing back Fight for the Fallen, and that's going to be the Max debut of AEW because it will
Mm.
be simulcast on let's say USA for it was TBS and Max.
Mhm.
Yes. So
Yeah, I hope, like I said, I hope they organize it better on Max and WWE's content is on Peacock. That actually is like I'm hoping eventually, like whenever those content does move to Netflix in the United States, that Netflix organizes it better.
Ada or was it Tony Khan more basically confirms that Rampage will be being shelved
Oh, I'm so shocked.
for the foreseeable future, which doesn't surprise anybody. Like I think your final strike was putting Tony Storm's return match on Rampage instead
And
of like on Collision at the very fucking least.
yeah, man, Rampage has been irrelevant because they tried to set it up as their SmackDown. It turned out to be their Thunder. If you get that reference.
Got it.
Uh, and but when they created Collision, which was created for CM Punk, well, see how that worked out. That made Rampage irrelevant. And when they canceled Dark and Dark Elevation, they just turned Rampage into Dark. That's where they put all the meaningless matches on. So there's really it's an hour of content that doesn't matter. So I was like, if you're going to use it, like they should just give Ring of Honor Rampage. Then you at least had a Ring of Honor show on TV. But no, let's not do that. Let's just put Ring of Honor behind a paywall so nobody watches it.
Mm.
Um, because it's not like there's much anything to watch on there, anyways. Uh, and so now you have Collision and Dynamite. There's no point for Rampage. Yeah, I'm not shocked at all that Rampage is going away.
Yeah. Yeah, it is what it is. Maybe Collision will be next. Fingers crossed.
I
So
mean, I mean, if you get rid of Rampage, you can actually do something with Collision. I think having at least two shows is okay. Having three was especially when you only have one roster is extensive.
yeah, so one second, let me get my notes, and we will continue with our predictions with our first. We're just gonna slap them all together This is the Continental Classic semifinals and finals.
All right.
So
Just
yeah,
a tournament for the sake of a tournament.
so I think hmm, sorry, goal give me a sec. Goal League. I believe it's Goal League. I don't fucking remember.
It's Gold League
Uh
and Blue League. So Gold League, it's I got it right here. It's Ricochet and Osprey, and Blue
okay.
League is Kyle Fletcher and Okada.
Okay.
And so it looks like the matchups is going to be Kyle Fletcher versus Will Osprey and Ricochet versus Okada.
Hmm. All
Which
right.
do you want to go? What are your thoughts so far? Yeah,
Oh,
you've been watching this whole tournament. I've been
no, I've
watching.
watching half this tournament. I'm not watching any matches off Collision. I have decided not to. I'm like, look, even if they put some good matches, I'm not going to watch. Though apparently there's been a couple bangers on there. Like I believe Briscoe getting a big win over, I believe, Fletcher. Um, was it Fletcher?
They are pushing him.
Yeah, but yeah, so this is about what I expected. A lot of people predicted. I think, yeah, it's going to be pretty much I'll just skip the who's winning both of the semifinal matches and say it's going to be Okada Osprey in the finals.
Yeah, that's which honestly, from the very beginning of this tournament, that's what I figured it was going to result in, anyways.
Yeah.
And I think they've already had all the other elite members lose their belts. I think they're just going to get the belt to Osprey,
Yeah, same here. It should be very no shit, obviously should be a great match
which
between two guys who definitely know each other very well.
yeah, I'm sure. Like we got Osprey Fletcher having their rematch. Okada Ricochet, which I figure Ricochet is going to lose again. I mean, all Ricochet's done since he's gotten here is lose. So I guess the grass isn't always greener on the other side, is it, Ricochet?
Mm-mm.
Um, Especially when you give him a mic.
Hmm.
Which, God, that man needs a manager. Maybe he'll join Hurt Syndicate and MVP could be his manager. Hey, go ahead and put the mask on. Just make him Prince Puma again. That's where he's most interesting, anyways.
No, they're setting up very obviously, Dynamite Talk, they're setting up his next feud to be against Swerve.
Yeah, so he'll probably turn heel and join Hurt Syndicate.
Hmm.
I'll let him talk. And I guess Osprey beats Fletcher. I guess that might put that feud to the side, so we can do Osprey Okada. Which, man, I hope to do something more interesting with Okada after this, because since he showed up in AEW, when he first joined the Elite, I was like, okay, we'll see how this goes. And then it's like, eh, he's just kind of there. He's had one big moment where we called somebody a bitch.
Yeah.
Uh,
Um, should
which
be great.
that
Oh,
t-shirt's
go.
funny. That t-shirt's funny that you showed us.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Okada and in Japanese it says bitch.
Yeah.
Clever way of getting out around that
Well, so I guess
censorship.
we both agree Osprey's winning the tournament and the title.
Yeah, I can see him winning it. It's gonna be interesting to see how far he goes with that title.
I mean,
Um,
did he really do much with the international title?
good point.
And what I'm hoping this leads to is that Osprey and Takeshi have a rematch and they
Mhm,
unify these two belts, because the Continental title is such a freaking pointless belt.
mhm.
Like you don't need it when you already have the international T and TNT titles plus Ring of Honor's pure and TV titles. I mean, I said TNT TV. That's the same thing. It's TV.
You know what? I know what you meant, man.
Because having two, I could justify, because you have basically a TV title that you defend every week, and then like an intercontinental type belt for it's more like elevating people to the main event. I can justify having those two. Like, well, what is the continental title? What is that? Is it basically just a European title?
Mhm.
I mean, you're not even really doing much with it. So I'm hoping like what this leads to is Osprey wins the title and then he unifies it with the international title. That's what I like to see. But yeah, but like I said, we both agreed that Osprey is winning the whole thing.
Yeah, no, definitely Osprey. So next up is
That was three matches out of the way right there.
yeah, cool. Next up it's MJF defending his Dynamite Diamond ring against Adam Cole
Yeah.
with Matt Taven and Mike Bennett confirmed to be at ringside as enforcers.
Oh, that
Uh,
makes me concerned.
yeah, me too. Yeah, just this is just I'm assuming either depending on who wins this, this is either confirming what is it? It's I lost my train of thought. It's either confirming or not confirming. Um, fuck.
Warlow
Well,
and
not Wardlow. Not
Kingdom.
well. Somebody's turning. Yeah, I think either Taven and Bennett turn on Cole for MGF to retain the ring, or Wardlow shows up to take out Cole.
Yeah, because much as I would like for this stupid ring to stop being a thing, I don't think they're gonna. There's no point, I guess, to get take it away from him, and Cole's not gonna do anything with it. And yeah, Taven and Bennett turning heel makes sense because I was picking where.
Three, two, one.
So yeah, Bennett and Taven's characters don't really work as a face, and Adam, like when Adam Cole was the heel in this feud and MJF was the face,
Mm-hmm.
it makes sense to him for Cole to have a big faction to back him up. But now the roles are reversed; it doesn't make any sense. And Taven and Ben's characters have worked better as heels, anyways. And so, yeah, I can see them turning on Cole, backing him MGF. I have to come up with a reason because, God, this feud is a total mess because
Well, I think my best guess is MJF retains because Taven and Bennett turn on Cole. Um, then Cole gets help from Strong, but numbers aren't enough, and pops Kyle Riley, and you have like what were they called before Undisputed Kingdom?
Undisputed Era,
No, no, it's still in AEW, but before Undisputed Kingdom.
I think they called it the Undisputed Elite.
Yeah, I think this is just reuniting Undisputed Elite. This is really into that. Yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Yes,
They just call them Undisputed.
I, I, dude, I don't care anymore about this feud.
I know I don't care about this feud either. Like I was gonna say, I'm having kind of the same issues I had with the last pay per view, where some of the matches look like they'll be good, but I just don't care that much about the story or the lack of story. And this feud's been totally messed up because this is like a year since like this feud was technically instigated with Cole turning heel, but then he got injured.
Hmm.
MGF got injured. Then Cole was still already injured. And when they come back, MGF decides to turn heel. So you can't have Cole be healed. So they decide to turn him face without explaining anything. They didn't even bother to come up with an explanation. Like you could have came up with some contrived reason to where, oh, it turns out Cole was right about MGF all along, and so he didn't, and his portrayal was justified somehow. But they've painted themselves into a corner. They've wrote themselves into a corner here. To me, the best solution would be get away from this feud as quick as possible. But I feel like
Hmm.
they're gonna have Taven and Ben turn on Cole, join up with MGF because that's what MGF needs is another faction, and this feud's gonna go on at least until uh, Grand Slam Australia, maybe because I don't think there's any room for Wrestle Dynasty for it to be on.
Yeah, mm, yeah, definitely.
Maybe they'll finish it there, and God's and then Cole will probably win that match, but it won't really mean much because the ring you still have the stupid ring, which the stupid ring has never meant anything. That's I don't know why they bother having a battle royal every year to fight for. They're just gonna have MGF keep it.
Hmm.
But I think we both agree MGF's gonna win through cheating, right?
Yeah, it's our Wardle returning or Taven Bennett turning on Cole.
Poor Wardlow, man. And Tony Khan does not know how to book big men. Because this on Final Battle, they had Brian Cage lose the TV title in a freaking scramble match to Commander. Oh, Commander, the same guy who didn't win a single match in the Continental Classic, but he gets a title shot in Ring of Honor. That makes
Mhm.
sense. And then Brian Cage, you just gave him this belt, and you've been pushing him. And now you just took the belt off him. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Ugh, God.
Um, yeah,
Brian
next
Cage, Brian Cage just go back TNA is what you need to do.
yeah. Next up for the AEW Women's World Championship, Mariah May defends against Thunder Rosa in a Tijuana street fight.
Mm.
So yeah, this started apparently, I think, on Collision, which I don't watch anymore. Um, but yeah, it's it's the next title defense of Mariah May. I'm sorry, I don't think I pay attention to this feud at all. I think like 98% of it's been on Collision. Like with 2% of it being on Dynamite, but that same Dynamite is when they had Tony Storm come back. So
Yeah, and honestly, it just feels like the same problem Mariah May's last title defense, where it feels like every title defense she has feels like filler until they eventually have her and Tony Storm fight again.
yeah.
And so I don't feel like Thunder Rosa has a chance. Like Thunder Rosa, she had to vacate her title. She never lost it. So you have a chance maybe to have her get it back. But I feel like they haven't really built her up for that. And
Yeah.
Mariah May, I feel like I said, she feels like she's just holding the belt until she fights Tony Storm again, which I don't know. Like, I guess we talked about Tony. We talked a little bit off screen about Tony Storm's new character. Who knows where that's going?
Hmm.
Uh, so yeah, it just feels like filler. That's what it feels. It just feels like filler. So I don't think Mariah May's losing the title. I think she's gonna somehow cheat or something to beat Thunder Rosa.
Yeah, I'm picking May to retain as well. As much as we'll love to see Rosa back with the world title and being women's world title and be relevant again, this is
Mm-hmm.
clearly we're still building up to whenever Tony and Mariah face up again. I'm assuming they're building up for Grand Slam Australia.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, so that's why they're not immediately going on the May Tony Storm thing and
Mm-hmm.
currently having Tony Storm play a split personality thing.
Which,
It's been fun. It
yeah,
has been really fun.
it's kind of cheesy. Like I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but it's cheesy. It's cheesy as hell.
Yeah. But
Uh,
yeah, no,
but yeah, we both agree that May's just holding the belt to at least Grand Slam Australia.
yeah, definitely.
Okay. Hey, we're moving on.
Yes. So next up for the International Championship,
Mm-hmm.
Konosuke Takeshi defends against Powerhouse Hobbs. I think this was just a collision thing. So another collision thing.
Well, this has
I
been built up a little bit because Hobbs
well, no,
left the
no.
Don Callis family.
I know what you mean. I was gonna get to that, but like what I mean is like the fact this match was confirmed.
Mhm.
Like it was confirmed on Collision. I didn't see it, but no, you were continue. I know what you're gonna say, but yeah, continue.
So yeah, so at some point, Powerhouse Hobbs he joined Don Callis family for a while. He left, kicked. I guess they kicked him out for whatever reason. Typical like
Mhm.
Powerhouse House is another one of those guys they push for a while and they forget about him. They push for a while and forget about him. It's like all the
Mhm.
other big men, this company, Lance Archer, Brian Cage, Wardlow, go on and on and on. And so yeah, at least this has a bit of a backstory to it because Hobbs is trying to get back against the Don Callis family, and their top guy right now is Takesha. He has the
Mhm.
national title, but since I don't think Takesha is losing anytime soon, I think they are going to have him defend in title for title against Shingo for both the international and the never open weight titles at Wrestle Kingdom.
Mhm.
I think he's going to retain here, and because honestly, they haven't done too much with Hobbs to have him be the guy to take down Takesha. And
Yeah.
I still think eventually they're going to do Osprey Takesha again, probably for both titles, both the Continental International titles.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I can see that happening. Um, I would love Hobbs to win. Like the dude was so in life. No, no, no. I'm gonna agree if you
I'm
say.
agreeing with you. I'm
Yeah,
agreeing with
yeah.
you.
Yeah, the Hobbs was sidelined for a while, and like I think a new title on him would help him really boost himself back up into a higher tier again. You so wait, the match at Wrestle Dynasty is
Wrestle
involving
Kingdom,
Takeshi Wrestle Kingdom, sorry. It's Takeshita versus
Shingo Takagi.
Takai.
And right now, it's just for the never open weight title. But they said if Takesha is still international champion going into it, it'll be for both the never open weight and the international title, it'll be title for title.
See, you say that, and now I think Hobbs could win. Because I don't know why you would do a title for title thing.
Or Takesha just wins both belts and he has the never open weight title too, because the winner of that match then goes to the next night to defend either one or both titles against Tomohiro Ishii at Dynasty. And
Yeah, then yeah, I guess I'll give it to Takeshita then.
yeah, I don't see him losing it yet. And Hobbs, as much like he's good in the ring, they haven't been consistently booking him enough to where I believe he's the guy to be the guy to take down Don Callis. Like I feel like
Hmm.
that's still going to be Will Ospreay. Like his first step is to beat Kyle Fletcher here in the Continental Classic, and then I think he's going to go back after Takeshita.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it should be a good match. Like big
Oh
man
yeah,
versus like roughly same size big man, but one's a lot more nimble on their feet.
they
That
can
should
both go. Yeah.
Yeah, it should be a good one.
Mhm.
Next up for the TBS Championship, Mercedes Moné will defend her title once again against Chris Statlander. This was confirmed on last past
Again.
Saturday's Collision. Well, you gotta remember, this was one of the better matches on the full year card,
Yeah.
and they want to run it back. Eh,
No.
I, um, I think there's probably a better chance of Statlander winning here, but
Mhm.
I'm not entirely sure. So, what are your thoughts?
The thing with Monet is, I feel like they were. I've said this before. When they had her as a face, they were going to have her when she dropped the TBS title to go after Mariah May. But now they're both heels. I feel like Monet is not going to drop the title until May drops her title. So, or you could have Monet drop the title, not have a belt for a couple months, I guess. Because I have a feeling May's probably going to drop the title back to Tony Storm at Grand Slam.
Hmm.
And then that'll lead to Tony Storm and Mercedes Monet feuding for the world title. But the
Yeah.
question is, when do you have Monet drop the TBS title between now and then? Do you have like Chris Statlander would be a believable person because she's a former TBS champion and she won that title by beating Jade Cargill, who held it forever. Which, by the way, that reminds me, PWI's uh, top whatever for tag teams, they gave it to Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill's best tag team of the year, which that's debatable.
Mhm. Yeah.
Honestly, this wasn't a strong year for tag teams. I was looking at the list, and it was kind of hard to pick.
Mm-hmm.
It was either between them, like number two was Nathan Frazier and Axiom from NXT.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, just a little side note there about Jay Cargill. So
Fascinating.
I know I find some rankings to be fun. Just like see, it's obviously just somebody's opinion. Uh, so this could go either way because Statler's a believable person to take it off Monet. You can have Monet not have the title for at least a few months. You can still have her be on TV and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but you could also have her hold it for a little longer until Mariah May loses her title, which I'm
Mm.
assuming in February.
Right.
So it kind of depends when do you want Monet to drop the TBS title before you have her go for the world title. Because
Mm-hmm.
they've obviously paid her enough and she's still a bigger name. They're going to put her in the world title scene.
Right.
So it could go either way. But looking at the card, I have a feeling there's so many chances for heel victories. You might want to have a nice big baby face win.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Statlander wins because
Statlander. Okay.
this is the rematch. Why would you bother doing a rematch? She's gonna lose again. You've already separated Monet from Camille,
Yeah.
which maybe that's a swerve. Who knows?
Yeah, you could have
Camille show up and actually still help Monet,
or she costs Monet and then they have a match for the New Japan Strong women's title.
which her next title defense for that is coming up. I have to look at that when that is. We'll
Right.
have to see. Well, see, because they've done that before, but they act like, oh, the bodyguard's sick of them, so they're going to turn off. Oh no, they're still helping them. They did that multiple times with Wardlow. So
At least she didn't have a title women's tag title with her and then looked at the tag title and told the camera what a penance.
hmm, yeah,
Uh
isn't it funny how even though Naomi's not officially tag champion, she's filling in for Jay Cargill. That she's we've come full circle with her.
yeah. Yep, yep, yep. Oh, how the turns have tabled.
Yeah.
Okay. So next up,
Did you pick a winner?
oh, yeah, fuck. I mean, if they're doing it again, I have to assume you're going to have Statlander win this time.
You would think. But
Like,
I thought it made sense that they're going to do it again after a year that Athena would lose to Billy Starks. But what the hell do I know?
we won't get into that, but Monet, Monet's held the title since May. So she's held
Um,
it for at least 7 months.
as of this recording, still for 213 days.
I can see them doing one more match, but it's not like of AEW to do another one so immediately, unless it's like the previous one was really hot. So
And and we only and next up, our next pay per view is Dynasty, which is more of a glorified big show house show. So our next real pay per view is gonna be Grand Slam in February. So you can have Monet go a little time between not having a title and challenging for her next title.
all right,
So you can have her drop it here.
definitely. Uh, no, I'll go with Monet retaining.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like there's gonna be some chicanery or something like that, and like, yeah, Monet figures a way to retain. I wouldn't be surprised though if Statlander wins here.
Yeah, like I said, I feel like it's going to be a very heel dominated pay per view. I think Takesha, May, and MGF are all going to retain their things, and we'll get to the world title in a minute.
Yeah.
So I do think the only two big babyface things could be Will Ospreay winning the Continental title and Statlander winning the TBS title.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I,
So next up in our main event of the evening is a four-way match for the AEW Redacted Championship. As well, according to Moxley's group, the Death Riders, who barely see the goddamn belt anymore.
Mhm.
John Moxley defends against Orange Cassidy, Hangman Page, and Switchblade Jay White. We already know what Cassidy's involved in this. It stems from what happened beforehand before Full Gear. Hangman Jay White getting involved happened during Full Gear,
That clusterfuck ending.
which eventually let them last the next couple weeks being at odds with each other, but the Death Riders were attacking them all. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it got to a point where like they even cost Cassidy a match and like it's this whole thing. And so John Moxley's like, fuck it, I want all of you in a fatal four way. That's what he said. He said fatal four way. He actually said fatal four way. And that's where we're at now. So like we
But
ended
why would a heel do that? Like, if he's a fighting face champ, I can see that. But he's a
well
dirt.
because he thinks the numbers are gonna be his side. Because remember, four way is not a DQ match.
Yeah, I was
It's a no
kind of
DQ
that.
match. The other thing is too that they're not exactly OC Page and White aren't exactly getting along. So like there's that as well.
The thing with Hangman Page is because he's lost so definitively to Jay White, what justification does he have to be in this match?
Yeah.
So I thought it was going to lead to John Moxley versus Jay White one on one, but apparently they don't think Jay White's enough, so they add Cassie and Hangman to this match. Which these four guys can go. I'm sure it'd be a good match. It just feels like filler, throwing shit at the wall before because they're going to have Moxley hold the belt for a while,
Yeah.
and whoever he pins this match, they could probably have an out. Like as much as I want Cassie to be the one to eventually take him down, it's a it's most likely going to be Darby Allin. So, but I guess they don't want to do that too soon. We'll see how long they.
Mhm.
And also, I don't know where this Death Rider storyline's even going right now.
I think I think we're still leaning towards a Darby win slash Bryan return, possibly at Revolution.
Well, Grand Slam is in February. Revolution's in March, so maybe in March.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Is Moxley's has because in the beginning he was hinting they had a mysterious benefactor, like some.
They scrapped that because I think they couldn't find somebody like very well established enough to like make sense. Like, remember I told you one of the rumored names was Sammy Callahan, and no offense to Sammy Callahan, but that's not exactly
That would not have lived well.
a leader of all for this kind of faction.
Like him joining the faction would make sense, but him being the mind behind it. Because one, I'm a big Sam Callahan fan. Not a lot of people is going to know who Sam Callahan unless they really follow TNA or
Mm.
MLW or something like that. And maybe the plan was for Shane McMahon, but maybe something fell through with that.
Mm,
because Shane McMahon was only really the only name that people would have bought as much as they hyped it. But then to drop it completely, I'm like, then I've kind of lost interest. Like, so it's just another I'm a bad guy faction trying to take over the company because I haven't seen that 1,000 times. I didn't just see that this year with the new elite. Where'd that go? Nowhere.
yeah. But yeah, I'm picking Moxley to retain.
Yeah.
There's rumors of a couple big returns may or may not be happening during the show. So I don't think it's gonna affect the main event at all, but it'll probably tease of what's next.
I guess what you
Um,
could do when Moxley eventually does fight Darby is that you have Brian return then and help Darby win, and then you can have Moxley and Brian fight again in a grudge match.
that
Because
works for me.
because Danielson did say he's planning to wrestle it all in Texas next year.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, he doesn't have to hold a title, so yeah.
Yeah, even though I hated Danielson's title reign,
Hmm.
I wish they'd give him a better title reign.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm
I
picking
like
Mox.
fighting Jack Perry.
Yeah, ugh, yeah, no, I'm picking Moxley to retain.
Yeah, so I feel like this is going to be a very heel heavy pay per view win for wins. So, I guess you could send a crowd home happy if somebody shows up. Yeah, somebody. I don't know if you when you do Moxley
Ooh.
Allen, if you do that at Grand Slam, if you do that at Revolution,
Hmm.
or you somehow stretch this out to Double or Nothing next May. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
Man, I guess overall, it's like I'm saying, I'm just AEW. They put on some good in ring action. It's just none of their storylines. Well, most of their storylines are just not gripping me right now. Like, say
Yeah.
what you will about WWE and all their flaws. I'm actually interested in a number of their storylines right now. Like, I actually
Hmm.
care. I give a shit about Drew McIntyre going after the Bloodline. I give a shit
Yep.
about Seth Rollins trying to prove himself to CM Punk. I
Hmm.
didn't give a shit about whatever's going on with Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens and all that. But right now, nothing in AEW really is pulling me right now. Nothing's drawing me in.
Yeah. Mm.
And I want AEW to be great. I don't want people out there think, oh, he's just bashing AEW. It's like, no, I want AEW to be good.
Yeah, same here.
I want it to be
Um,
both in the ring and in storytelling, which is
yeah.
possible, people.
Yes. Okay. So, so what do you think is going to be the best match of the event?
Osprey Okada.
Ooh.
I think that, and
Ooh.
I know that's technically we don't know that for sure that match is happening, but I think we can get it. But I think
Osprey. I think Osprey Okada as well. I'm not gonna try to difference you. Maybe the four-way main event, but I feel like the outcome for that is extremely unpredictable. While there is still a chance Okada could retain against Osprey.
that is possible, but I feel like Okada's held it long enough, and they've already taken the belts off the rest of the elite, and it makes sense that they're going to have Osprey go back against Don Callis' family. So
Yeah.
I
But
don't
yeah.
think we have Osprey just lose again.
Oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, that's gonna do it, folks, for our predictions for Worlds End 2044. Thank you so much for watching. So other than that, if you're new to the channel, you can hit the like button. If you want to talk to us more about stuff like this, comment down below. If you want to share us around, share it around. And if you like it's just a little bit more than anybody else when it comes to talking about some AEW at the end of the year, hit the subscribe button down below, hit that bell icon as well. Let us know what your thoughts are on for World 10 2024. What do you think is going to be the best match of the night? What do you think is going to be the best moments? What are your overall thoughts about the outcomes of some of these bouts? Let us know in the comments down below. Put down what you thought of our predictions overall. Most importantly, we thank you for watching. So, Nick, aside from his channel, where can they find you elsewhere on the internet?
Well, you can go check me out on all the socials. You can check me out on Facebook, on Instagram, and on XX Twitter, baby. Yeah.
So, yeah, and you can find our friend, our pal, our other commentator, Mo Brothers,
Hmm.
on the socials at AfroMoBro.
Yeah.
World's End will not have reactions. Myself, Mo Brothers, and my brother will actually be at the event. It's being held just down the road from us, so we're gonna go check that out. We will have a post-match review. Um, as far as a vlog goes, I leave that up to my brother.
And
Um,
I will be part of the post show. I'll be watching it.
yeah, you will be part of the post-show review. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy that. We're gonna joyfully enjoy ourselves coming Saturday. If you want to check out our last year's reactions to World's End, it was
Hmm.
definitely a very interesting night.
Yeah.
Check that out right here on the channel. If you want to check out our previous AEW pay-per-view reactions, we have full year up on here on the channel. Or if you just want to see our previous wrestling pay-per-view reactions in general, we did do the return of Saturday night's main event,
For what it
and
was.
for what it was.
Hmm.
And you can check out me and Nick's reactions on the channel. But until next time, though, I'm Kristen,
I'm Nick Slade.
and this has been a very, very ends world filled episode of 1, 2, 3 Wrestling, and we'll see you guys later.
Hey guys, thanks for watching.
If you want to check out any of our previous reactions,
As well as one of our other SRB shows.
check out one of the playlists down below.
And if you want to check us out in the social universe,
You can find us on Twitter and Stardust,
at Super React Bros.
as well as on Facebook.
At Super Reaction Bros.